will keep an eye on some names. We know that in his toes there is this possibility one day to play in MLS. Probably the imminent one remains a fantastic striker, in my opinion, the best goal scorer in the history of French national team. So speaking about a top striker. And then is the final name I wanted to mention, which is not super happy with the game time he's having at Real Madrid.
So magical to welcome back. Oh, it's my friend, Mr. Fabrizio
Hello,
Romano.
my friend. Thank you for the introduction. Thanks to all of you for the invitation, and ready to answer your questions and ready for the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, Fabrizio, are you actually presenting the Ballon d'Or, or are you just breaking the news?
No, I'm just trying to do my best to provide some information. I also feel sorry because it's not easy for them to have insiders also at the Ballon d'Or, but that's life.
Lionel Messi is poised to win his eighth chopped ski. That's more than entire massive football nations. Portugal, Netherlands, Germany, France have won just in their whole total of players. And you broke the news of Messi's historic win 5 days ago. Fab, how did you find out? Can you give us any insight into even vaguely how that happened?
I can't say too much. Otherwise they will kill me. But yes, I had some information because, when you have many friends in football, in this case, when there is this kind of big event, let me say that it's easier than transfer news. When there is transfer news, all people try to protect the information because obviously they feel the danger of something might happen, and so they don't want to put the deal in danger. In this case, it's not a deal, it's a positive news for Messi, his family, but also for the Ballon d'Or to have his historical night. And so I was just trying to find out, calling my friends into the industry, and someone told me last week it's 100% confirmed. They already had some interview with those guys of the Ballon d'Or, and so I was sure. And congratulations.
Oh, was it Messi's dog, Senor Hulk? Was he the source? Pep Guardiola. I love Senor Hulk. Pep Guardiola has been quite vocal about Messi's win. He said at the weekend, "I have great affection for Messi and Haaland. If Messi wins," because, Pep doesn't follow you on Twitter, Fabrizio, "it will be a fair win because of the World Cup. If Haaland wins, it will be fair because of the season he had. They should give 2 awards this year. They both deserve to win." Fab, who do you think should win in your heart if you had to pick one?
Look, I agree with Pep, but at the same time, I think what Messi did is history. So I 100% agree when Pep mentions that Messi deserves his own award because it's insane. It's historical what we saw at the World Cup. At the same time, I know Erling Haaland so well, and I feel for him, honestly, because after scoring that amount of goals, after winning everything, the treble with Manchester City, doing incredible numbers, then if you think of the numbers of Erling Haaland also in the Champions League, 33 games, 37 goals for this boy, and not winning the Ballon d'Or, it's not easy. Also because you have Kylian Mbappé around, you have Jude Bellingham around, many top players coming, and so it's not guaranteed that you are going to make it happen in the future. So I feel for Erling Haaland, honestly. I know it's complicated for him this moment to accept that. He's very competitive, but at the same time, what Messi did is part of our life, not just football. Is beyond sports, in my opinion. And so I understand that.
Talking about golden boys, young footballing greats, were you a good footballer, Fabrizio? What kind
Not
of
that good
footballer was young Fab Romano?
I was like Marco Materazzi, a centre back. I love fighting on the pitch. I'm not for quality. I'm for a big fan of fighting and trying to do your best. So I was a centre back, yes, an Italian old-style centre back.
You're talking about Everton legend Marco Materazzi.
Exactly.
God bless that. When I first met Marco, I went up to him, I said, "Oh, Marco, will you come back to Everton?" He just looked at me and goes, "No, I hated it at Everton Football Club." God bless. The idea of you as a young Marco Materazzi, a man who actually, I've seen it myself, has a huge penis tattooed down right above his foot. That's an incredible, mind-blowing comparison. But in terms of Messi and the Ballon d'Or, this will be the first time in MLS history, mind-blowing, that an MLS player will win the Ballon d'Or. Yes, Alexi Lalas only won one in his imagination. And the exposure and the money that Messi's received to play in the United States, it must suddenly make the American League really a desirable option for a certain profile of player. Can you describe what kind of big name player is looking at MLS? Who will be the next one to make the move?
I will keep an eye on some names because we mentioned last time here with you about Antoine Griezmann. We know that in his toes there is this possibility one day to play in MLS. He's very happy at Atletico Madrid now, so I don't expect anything to happen this year. But in the future, Antoine Griezmann could be a player to watch for that kind of move. Probably the imminent one is Luis Suarez. Obviously, it's the final part of his career, but Luis Suarez remains a fantastic striker, in my opinion. And so
Still coming from Miami.
Yeah, I expect him to join Inter Miami at the end of the year and to partner again with Leo Messi. Keep an eye on Olivier Giroud also, because Olivier Giroud is out of contract in the summer with AC Milan. He scored a brace yesterday against Napoli. He remains a fantastic striker, the best goal scorer in the history of French national team. So speaking about a top striker who is now potentially available in the summer transfer window as a free agent. He's waiting for Milan proposal, but in case he can't agree new contract at Milan, it's a possibility for him to move to MLS because he already received some call from some agent proposing some opportunity in MLS. And then let's see for Luka Modric. Is the final name I wanted to mention because Modric is not super happy with the game time he's having at Real Madrid. Every time he enters the pitch, he's fantastic. He's still an incredible midfielder, but he wants to play more. And so let's see what happens between Saudi and MLS. These are two possibilities for the future of Luka Modric.
God, if Giroud moves to the United States, Christian Pulisic's beard daddy, Christian will be utterly bereft. That would be genuinely fascinating. Come on, Olivier, we would love you. But for a big-name European player, would they be happy moving anywhere in MLS, like Columbus or Colorado or whatever? Or are they all only thinking Miami, New York, Los Angeles, and that's that?
No, I think they're having, of course, a part of Luis Suarez is a big fan of Leo Messi, so the friends of Leo Messi obviously want to play with Leo because they know this is something that will remain in their life forever. So all the players love to play and to have this possibility to play with Leo. But in general, I think we mentioned Giroud. In the case of Giroud, I think could be some other club, not Inter Miami. But in general, all these players feel that something is changing in the league. It's not just about Miami. It's not just about Leo Messi. Of course, Messi is the perfect message, as we mentioned many times, to have the biggest exposure possible in the MLS. But at the same time, they understand that also in other clubs, in other teams, something is changing. And so I think they're pretty open. It's not just about Inter Miami. Of course, they're very attractive, but it's not only Inter Miami.
We had NFL insider Ian Rappaport, and we actually asked him this question. That interview is up on YouTube. Are there any situations in life, weddings, funerals, Napoli title wins, in which you, Fabrizio Romano, have turned your phone off?
Look, sometimes when I am on a plane, it's the only situation. When I'm flying, it's the only way because sometimes the Wi-Fi is not working in European flights. So that's my drama. But
Does that stress you out, or do you
I will tell you one story. I have to fly very early in the morning when I'm on a flight. That's why if I'm going to Madrid or to Paris or to London, I fly at 6 a.m. and that's the solution.
Does it stress you out, Fab,
yeah,
when you can't?
Yeah, absolutely. It does.
So even when you're at a funeral, Fab, you are checking the phone?
I have to. But who knows me knows very well that that's my life.
Even the deceased, they'd want you. They'd want you to be checking that phone, Fab. You're a beautiful human being.
Thank you.
It is Ballon d'Or Day. To speak to you on this day means a ton to me and to all of us listening. Listen to Fabrizio Romano's incredible Here We Go podcast twice a week in its own pod feed. Go and subscribe. Spread the word now. Fabrizio, Godspeed. Ciao.
Thanks a lot. As always. Thank you. Ciao, ciao, ciao.